Okay, welcome to lesson 2. We are talking about comparing and ordering whole numbers. So we have two different types of numbers. We have the ones with the same number of digits, and then we've got some with different numbers of digits. Those ones are a bit easier to identify. The ones with the same number of digits, we need to line them up. So it says, first, determine which has the largest digit on the left. So the largest digit on the left. And then it says, if they are the same, if they're identical, then you look at the very next number. Okay, so we look at the very first digit. If those first digits are identical, we look at the very next digit and see which one is larger. So let's take a look at our example. Example 1, we have the numbers 476 and 567. So I'm going to look at the very first digits, and the number 5 is bigger than the number 4. So that means that 567 is larger because 5 is larger than 4. Okay? Now, what if we've got digits where the first numbers are identical? Well, if these first numbers are identical, we need to look at the second numbers. So we look at the second number, and then the 584 is going to be larger because 5 is larger than the second digit 2. Okay, so the 5 is bigger than the 2. All right, now what if the numbers are the actual different? So for example, let's say we have a 2-digit number and a 3-digit number, or a 9-digit number and a 6-digit number. The one with the most digits is going to be larger. The one with the least amount of digits will be closer to 0 on the number line. So it says, how do we identify it? We place the numbers vertically, with the numbers lined up on the far right, lined up in their place values. So if you look at our example, we are comparing the number 275 and 93. We line them up. 93, we make sure that those numbers are lined up on the right-hand side. And we're going to notice that they both have a number in 2 spots. But when you look at the third spot doesn't have a second number. So that means the number with the 2 is going to be bigger. So here we've got identical 2 numbers, here 2 numbers, here only 1 number. So the guy with the most amount of digits, this guy has 3 digits, 2 digits, 3 digits will be bigger. Okay? So that's how we know. So that means this number is closer to 0 on the number line. Because we're always comparing to the numbers on the number line. So that means that the 2-digit number will be closer to 0. The 3-digit number is farther away. So this guy, 275, is bigger. He's our bigger, larger number. Now, what if the numbers are really big and they've got 6 or 9 or 12 digits? Well, we use charts to help us with that. So using a place value chart can be very, very helpful. So large numbers, we are going to use a place value chart. So let's take a look at this example. It says, comparing and ordering the populations of countries around the world involves working with very large numbers. Just like our last example we looked at in lesson 1, we were looking at the populations of different parts of Canada. Those were very large numbers. Same thing here. So we've got Ravneet and Azim. They're looking at 3 different numbers in their textbook. Now, if we count the number of digits, each one of them has the identical amount of digits. Whereas in the previous question, we went up here and we had 2 digits. Whoopsie. We had 2 digits and 3 digits. 3 digits will be bigger. Okay? When we look at these ones, these guys have 8 digits, 8 digits, and 8 digits. Well, my goodness, that's the same for all of them. So we're going to look at the next page where they put them in a place value chart. And when they're in a place value chart, we can now take a look and identify which number is bigger in each column. Since they have the same amount, we're going to notice that 2 is bigger than 1. So that means this number is our largest. Okay, so this number is going to be our largest. So the number with a 2 means it's going to be the biggest. Okay? So they're putting them in terms of bigger. So biggest to smallest is how they have it written here. That's how they're comparing them right now. They're going biggest to smallest. So now if I compare the next two numbers both start with the number 1. So we do exactly what we did with that first question. If the first two numbers are identical, we look at the very next two numbers. So now I'm going to look at the 5 and the 3. And as we see, the 5 is bigger than 3. So that means that this number is our second largest. Whoopsie. Second largest is the middle number there, which means our top number is the smallest number. Okay, so we would write our numbers. They've got them biggest to smallest. They're saying that this number is bigger than this number, and this number is bigger than this number. That's what they're telling us. Because those signs, those little arrows, these mean greater than. Okay, that's greater than. So that's how we know we are writing them from biggest to smallest. Because literally this is telling me that 20 million is greater than 15 million, which is bigger than 13 million. That's what that's telling us. All right, let's go into the assignment. This is your section now to practice this stuff. Okay, so that is the end of lesson 2. Now it is time to work.